Hey guys, it's John and Ashley Fisher, Double Diamonds with It Works Global.
Hello, everybody.
And we have Miss Jocelyn Yates on the call this evening, also a Double Diamond. And we're super excited because, well, first of all, Jocelyn just recently, well, sort of recently, I guess, got married. So it's kind of nice to see a newlywed building her business. She's also in college, which she's going to talk about. And she personally signed up 60 people to join her business as a distributor or a customer last month. So welcome to the call, Jocelyn.
Thank you. I'm way excited to be on the call.
I know. Okay, so let's get started. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in It Works, what got you started, a little bit about your story.
Well, it's kind of a funny story. I think it's funny. I originally went to a bridal expo in January of 2013, and I went around to all the booths and obviously signed up for anything free that I could have. And so little did I know that apparently I entered myself into winning a free wrap. And a few weeks later, I got a call from my upline, Andrea LeBaron, who's a Double Diamond as well. But she calls me and she says, hey, you didn't win, but you can still try your wrap for as little as $25. So, and I wasn't skeptical. I didn't think it wouldn't work. I didn't think it would work, and I was just like, sure, why not? Because I didn't think she was going to lie to me. So I ended up trying my first wrap, and after 45 minutes, I was the same measurements, but I was a little bit smaller, and I was just super excited about that. Like, I didn't do anything except for sit on the couch and drink water, and I'm smaller. That's great. So then 72 hours later, I made sure to drink tons of water. I was a huge difference smaller. And I was so excited about my results that I just started telling all of my friends and all of my family. And I seriously was just amazed that this product could work. And so from there, I had no desire to be a distributor. What happened was Andrea had invited me to go to a wrap party, and come to find out after I had signed up, Joel and Stephanie Dunn were there, and I had no idea who they were, which is funny. All I remember was Joel's green pants. But I went to this wrap party, and I brought 5 people with me. So besides the fact that I bought a wrap, I still got one for free, and all of my friends got one. So after that point, Andrea just said, you know, you're so excited about these wraps. Why don't you just sell them yourself and make money? So I said, sure, why not? So I originally signed up in March of 2013.
I'll be there in a minute.
And
if you guys are coming on, if you press *6, please, and mute yourself. Thanks. Okay, sorry, go ahead, Jocelyn.
No problem. So then from there, I had signed up, and I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew is that I was sharing amazing results with people, and then they would sign up as customers. So I just kept doing that, and I didn't even, I knew the steps to success, but I didn't know to do them or how to do them or anything like that. So I just kind of kept signing up customers for the first couple months, and I didn't even do the whole steps to success, but I still got my 500 guaranteed, which was great. And then I was just like, okay, cool, I'm making money, and I just kind of didn't work. And slowly but surely, my paycheck kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And then finally, one day, my mom was like, are you even making any money? And then that hit me. I was like, if I'm going to be doing this, I might as well make money. And right at that same time, It Works did a Christmas bonus for an extra $500 for anyone that did the steps to success. So then and there was when I went to a training with Stephanie Dunn, and she told me, well, why can't you get that? I know you can. And when I heard her say that I could, I got it. And that $500 paid for my college tuition that I was scraping to pay for. So, and I wasn't even married at this time, so I was just having to pay for all these things on my own, and that was just a huge blessing. And then from there, in January of this year, I was only paid in as executive, and they announced the $10,000 good bonuses back. I earned that in March. I got married in May. I promoted my husband to diamond in July. I promoted to double diamond in August. So super excited about that. I'm trying to think what else I can tell you about my story. I don't know. That's about it.
Well, that's great. So tell us a little bit, sister, in college still. Like, we talked about this a little bit. So you're in college going, are you going full-time? So you're taking, how many hours do you take?
Yes, I am going full-time. I think I have 18 credits.
So way over.
Yeah, so, and it's kind of funny because last year, the same time of the year, I was trying to go full-time and I was trying to make money because I had to pay for it all myself, but I couldn't do it. So I ended up having to drop a lot of my classes just so I could go to work to pay for stuff. But then when I really started working, it works. Like, I absolutely do not have to worry about paying for tuition or anything now, and I can just go to school because I want to go to school. So, it's amazing.
I love it. So you got started, and you just basically started putting the rap on people. You didn't, do you feel like you sat there and researched and knew the ins and outs and everything that you were doing, or did you just start being, like, excited about the product and saw results from that?
Like I said earlier, like, I just had amazing results, and I was sharing them with everyone. And I just had in my head that if they tried the wraps, they would buy it more. So whether I was getting people to wrap for $25 or whether I was signing up as a customer or they were buying retail, like, I was just always working on trying to find new people. And I wasn't looking for people that I didn't know. I was just really branching out to people that I already knew or had in contact with. And then that's about the time when I kind of slowed down. And then what really motivated me to keep going with that was I realized that I had to talk to people that I didn't know if I wanted to make this work.
Right.
So that's kind of what set it apart for me, was just realizing that and talking to so many people. Does that answer your question?
Right. Yes, it does. So you basically just went out there and were finding people, is what you said. So you're going to college, you're newly married, so you're doing papers, and I've got people on our team going to college. I went to college when we worked with business. So how do you work the business, in all of the life stuff that you have?
Well, it's honestly become just something that I do. Like, it's just an everyday part of my life. Originally, like, I had to work as a nanny just to pay for my college and things like that. So while I was watching this newborn baby, I was constantly working my phone, talking to new people. Anytime I had a free minute, I was following new people on Instagram. I was messaging people on Facebook. I had to constantly charge my phone because I was always talking to people, and that is still the case. Like, I'm always working on finding new people to talk with, and as far as, like, incorporating it with my schooling and things like that, I am, if I'm bored in a class, let's just say I'm on Instagram working my business instead, which is most of the time. Granted, I'm teaching generals. But, or like, I'm watching TV and I'm thinking to myself, if I was an Ambassador Diamond, if I was Stephanie Dunn, would I be watching TV right now? Usually the answer is going to be no. So, yeah, I'm probably still going to watch TV a little bit, but I'll at least work my business while I'm watching TV. So a lot of the times I'll just put it in the perspective of, if I was an Ambassador Diamond, if I was a Triple Diamond, for people that are new, if I was a Ruby, what would I be doing right now? And then I'll try to do that. And that's really helped me really embrace the lifestyle to do the business when and wherever.
I love that. I love that you point out it's lifestyle, because I think that's always been mine and John's big thing, is it's a lifestyle. It's not a,
I like that you admit that you can't watch enough. You got to turn the TV off to keep going. some people around here can work with TV on. Some people, like myself, unlike you, turn it off and let's keep moving, So
Funny
I
story.
distract people.
I was actually watching a movie when I promoted to Diamond, which I thought was great, but
That's so funny. I know. Hey, you can work that Instagram. So that kind of takes us into our next point with Instagram and working, the business. You signed up 4 retail customers, 37 loyal customers, and 19 distributors, right? Is that my math right?
yes.
Last month, which is it's insane. It's like rock star status. So what do you think did that for you? Was it Instagram? Was it Facebook? Was it blitzing? Was it just being excited about the product? Was it a combination?
It's really all of the above. If I'm weak in anything, it's blitzing. But I do make sure to absolutely always wear a lanyard with a blitz card on it, because even if I'm on the go and somebody asks about it, I hand them a blitz card. So even on my weak point, I'm still working. But definitely Instagram and Facebook are my strong points, because I am a full-time college student and I'm newly married. I have a lot going on. So that's the way that I've been able to run my business and still be successful. I have a lot of people on my team that make it work with a full-time job. So really with Instagram and Facebook, anything that I post on Instagram, I share it to my Facebook page. And I'm posting, I try to post honestly almost every hour. And I get really bad lately. I've been really bad today actually. But even if it's every 2 or 3 hours, I'm still trying my hardest to post frequently, consistently. Because you get those people that say, hey, I've been following you since November, and I'm ready to sign now. So if you're not posting consistently, they're going to forget about you. And one thing that was really hard for me at first, and this was about the time in March when I was about to get Diamond, is I was so self-conscious about what other people were going to think of me if I posted, heaven forbid, on my personal Instagram page something about the wraps, or heaven forbid on my Facebook page, and they would see it. Since then, I obviously have overcome that fear, and I actually deleted my personal Instagram page, and all I use is my wrap one. And obviously, I just eat, sleep, and breathe. It works on my Facebook as well. But when I realized I looked at ambassador diamonds or a black diamond, I would know who they were and what they were doing with It Works. And when I realized that, oh my gosh, all I have to do is make people know what I'm doing and then they'll sign up with me? Okay. And that's honestly how I've gotten a lot of people, is if they know what I'm doing, then they'll come to me. Just today, because I have Facebook friends that know I'm selling, I've been able to sign up 2 customers, one while I was sleeping, 1 retail customer, and a distributor. Just today. So, I mean, consistency is key. And then another thing is, if you only have 500 friends, if only 200 people are following you on Instagram, you need more people to talk to. I am constantly adding new people on Facebook, and I'm constantly following new people. If you're not doing those things, you're not going to grow. That's the downline. Does that answer your question?
It does. And John and I both just laugh at you because you're like, I just signed up 5 people today. It's fine. No, I love it because you're planting the seed. Even if it's in your posting, you're planting the seeds. And we all say, you do the seed work and God will do the soil work. And your story is a perfect case, example of that happening for you. So let's talk about Instagram, because I have had so many people are, it's like their Achilles heel, their nemesis. They're nervous about it. They don't get it. And I get it, because I'm kind of that way with Twitter personally. So let's talk about Instagram a little bit. So you pointed out, if you only have 200 followers, that you need to get more people. Do you think, is Instagram a quantity versus quality thing? Should you have more quality followers, or is it also important, kind of at first, to just get your number up and then start searching for quality?
I think it's both. I mean, I think about when I first started using Instagram, which was around November, December time of last year, and I started a brand new page for my rap page, and I hardly had any followers, and so it was imperative that I absolutely tried to follow as many people as I could to get more followers. I didn't care who they were, I just needed followers. Once I got around a couple hundred, I was fine with that. So, at the beginning, you want followers. So I would say, who cares who is following you? Like, get some, which is kind of sad to say at the beginning. But when you have more followers, people will see you as more credible. Because if you look at an Instagram page that hardly has any followers or any posts, most of the time you think it's a scammed Instagram profile. So it's really important to get those numbers up and to post a couple pictures. Post a picture of yourself. I mean, if people see just words saying buy, be a customer, stuff like that, they're going to feel like they're being sold to and that it's just an advertisement. So bring yourself into your Instagram account. I've had a lot of people give me positive feedback when I'm posting a picture saying, hey, look what I'm doing and working my business, things like that. And then as far as once you have a good amount of followers, like a couple hundred, that's when you want to work on the quantity, because then, not the quantity, sorry, the quality, because quantity does not matter. You can have 70,000 followers, and if they're the wrong people, none of them are going to buy.
Right.
So this is when it's imperative that you know who to follow on Facebook. Think about who our main demographic is. Usually it's a young lady who has a trouble area. So what type of profile is a young lady who maybe is trying to lose weight or has a trouble area? What are they going to follow on Instagram? Sometimes they might follow fitness. I've had a lot of better luck rather than fitness with clothing, accessories, makeup, because if you're following someone that follows a makeup place, you already know that they're spending money on makeup. If they're following a clothing boutique, you already know they're buying clothes. They have money. When they see your product, they're going to buy it. It's that simple. So I suggest you think about a boutique in your area or an online boutique that you know of that you like, and go to their Instagram and look at their followers. Most of those people are going to be girls. Some of them will be foreign from like Dubai. I usually skip the ones if I can't read what their stuff says. But just follow all those girls because they have money, they like to buy things, you have a product they want. So that's really all I have done. I have had somebody shout me out in the past to get more followers. You could do that at the beginning if you needed to. But really the biggest way to get followers is constantly following new people.
I love that. And it's really true. So so let's talk about hashtags. Are you a fan of the hashtags on Instagram or no?
So here's my stipulation. Most people use the hashtags to try to get more followers or to get people to like their pictures, things like that. It drives me nuts. I'm sorry. When I do hashtags, it's because I want them to keep reading and to know a little bit more about my picture than what I already posted in the caption. So, like, if I say I signed up a customer and I posted a picture, hey, I signed up another customer, then I'd put one done, and then I'd put it starts with one, something like that, because I want people to read that. And then I'd say, you can watch me or join me. Might as well join me. One makes you money. So, something like that. That's what I do, because people will read through the hashtags. And, I mean, just think about how you would post hashtags if it was just a personal picture of your family or something. I mean, you wouldn't post all these random things that don't correlate to your picture, would you? So that's just my personal opinion, and I know people have had success with hashtags, but generally, unless I really want to, I don't use hashtags at all. It's all info people.
Okay. What about private Instagram? That's been a big question of people, is should my Instagram be private? Because I know for us, we're like, I mean, personally, like, we're like, follow the private people because, like, they have to accept you. Like, they're a little, more picky. You can follow the private people, too. So a lot of people ask, business, should my business Instagram be private so that I look like a real person or something?
I just talked with this about Stephanie Dunn just recently, so I'm great on this topic. I've tried both. I have noticed that when you're private, you do not get as many followers. When you're public, people will come across your profile, see your pictures, be interested, and follow you. At the same time, if they can see your profile, they're going to be more legitimate followers because most people, if they don't know who you are and they see you have a cute little profile picture, they'll add you to try to get more followers and things like that, obviously. But if they can see your profile and see what you have to offer, it's more likely to be legitimate. The only reason why I would ever suggest using a private profile on Instagram is because there are so many distributors on Instagram. I know this is very common for new distributors that just want to get ahead or whatever it is, but this is so important. If you don't want people to come to your Instagram profile and steal your leads to talk to the people that you're trying to sign up as customers, don't do it to other people. I personally, if there's somebody that follows me as a distributor on Instagram or likes one of my pictures and I don't know who it is, I block them. So that's the one reason why I would suggest private if you want to, but take into consideration that it's less followers, less publicity for your business. So as a rule of thumb, any distributor listening to this, please, if you're going to follow a distributor, like if you want to follow me, don't click the follow button and don't like my pictures, but just ghost follow. I mean, as long as you can go search my name, Jocelyn Rapp, and see my pictures, that's good. You can copy them, I don't care. But just don't like the picture or don't comment and don't follow, because that's when people on Instagram will see that and go to you instead. Not that I don't want you to have business, but it's stealing leads, and that's against compliance. So
I love that because people, I think sometimes, it's, I know for me, it was a different idea, when you on Facebook are excited for someone, you like their stuff, you like their comment, whatever. But normally, unless you're in to where you're adding random people on your Facebook, normally your Facebook is mostly people that know you or have a connection to you or whatever. They have loyalty to you. And so it's very different for me to learn that Instagram is not that way. If I'm, Kentucky Refs or something, and you've got a potential in Kentucky, they may choose to go with the Kentucky Refs instead of you, even though you've done the work, just thinking, I need somebody local. So that was it was a different thing for me to learn, but I'm really glad you brought that up because I don't think a lot of people understand why they need to ghost follow, or even what ghost follow is. So I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. So
and a good rule of thumb with that too, really quick, sorry. A good rule of thumb is if you don't want somebody to do that to you, to your business, you don't do it to anybody else.
So it's like the golden rule that our mom taught us. So we talked about Instagram, and you post pictures of yourself, pictures of your business. Do you do like a ratio? Do you try to do like for every 5 posts, 1 is a business post, or do you just try to keep it?
For the most part, I have a ratio. Before and after pictures is how you get loyal customers. That's flat out the only way. And sometimes it's by posting a word picture that says you need a product tester or something like that. But generally, the way you get loyal customers is a before and after picture. So I always try to do in every other picture to be a before and after picture. And then the other ones, sometimes I'll do a picture of me, sometimes I'll do a word picture, sometimes I'll do kind of more of an advertising picture. It just depends. But definitely every other do a before and after picture. And I always try to do at least one personal picture a day. So just a picture of me, because then when somebody's scrolling through my feed, they'll see that I am a real person. That's really important. Because if it's all just words, just advertisements, a couple before and after pictures, they're not going to be as interested as if they see a real person that's showing real results.
Right. Right. I think that's a great point. So you get all of these leads on Instagram. What do you do with them? You know, you get people texting you or direct messaging you. What's your next step with them? You know, do you keep the conversations on direct message? Do you get them on the phone? You know, do you move it to email?
Generally, I leave it up to whoever is contacting me. Sometimes I'll do one of those pictures that says leave your email below. If they leave their email below, then I email them. Sometimes they'll leave their phone number, so then I'll text them. If they direct message me, I direct message them back. I don't go out of my way to message people that have not contacted me first. I wait for them to come to me because I'm already super busy as it is talking to people coming to me. Generally, most of the time, people will text because this day and age prefers to text rather than to talk on the phone. But if somebody does like to talk on the phone, I am available. So as far as them texting me goes, I let them be in control of the conversation. I mean, if they're interested in the wraps, then I'll tell them about the wraps. You want to keep it as short and simple as you can. They'll ask, well, what does the wrap do? I'll tell them what the wrap does, and that's it. And then they'll say, well, how can I get it? How much does it cost? I'll leave it as simple as possible. If they say how much it costs, I say, usually the wraps are $4 for $99, but we do have a loyal customer program where you can get 4 for $59. And then usually they'll ask, what's a loyal customer? So then I'll explain, a loyal customer is someone that orders one product for 3 months. And you can change the product every month. Super simple because, I mean, I hate to say it this way, but when you dumb it down, everybody understands. Just think about when you first started the business. If I would have thrown in like, yeah, when you're ordering as a loyal customer, you have to order for 3 consecutive months on an auto shipment, and if you don't, you're going to get charged $50, it's going to scare them away. Keep it as simple as possible and just answer the questions that they have. Obviously, you don't want to leave them out of the loop so that they don't know what they're getting into, but just keep it as simple as possible. And then,
I think that...
Sorry.
No, I think that's awesome.
The biggest thing with anyone who contacts you ever is you need to follow up with them. Just as an example, out of all of the people that have contacted me in the past couple months, all of them were even slightly interested in becoming a distributor. In the last couple days of last month, I wrote down all of their phone numbers, and I texted every single one of them, and I said, hey, I have an opportunity on the table for you to earn $10,000 by Christmas. I do not want you to miss out. And out of that, so far, I've signed up like 7 distributors. So following up with people is huge. I wouldn't have signed up as many people as I did if I hadn't just asked them, hey, do you want this opportunity? Hey, are you ready to change your life with these wraps? Anything. Follow up with people.
I think that's great. Yes, the fortune is in the follow-up, and you have definitely proven that to everybody. So, Jocelyn, what do you think is your biggest aha in the business? What's been your aha moment?
I mentioned it briefly. I was at a team meeting. It was just a little intimate meeting at Sideline's house, and Stephanie Dunn was there, and she was just talking to us, and she was looking everyone in the eye, and she said, why can you not do this? I know you can do this. And once I realized, Stephanie Dunn is a millionaire, and she says that I can do this, that's cool. So I was just way excited that somebody believed in me. And then the more I've been in the business, my biggest aha moment since then, realizing that I can and that anyone can if they work for it, was probably how amazing of an opportunity this is. I always look at like Mary Kay and Avon because they're amazing companies. They have millions of distributors. Like I know Avon, for example, has over 6 million distributors. Let's look at ItWorks. How many active distributors does ItWorks have? 70,000. Like I can't even imagine where the first 70,000 people with Avon are today. And once I realized, like, oh my gosh, I can actually make a lot of money if I work. That was probably my biggest aha moment. And now, probably one of the reasons why I have been so successful with it is I have let people know, like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Join. You could be successful. You can pay off your debt. If people know what an amazing opportunity is, they don't want to miss out. It's as simple as that. Once I realized how incredibly blessed and lucky we are that we have this amazing product that nobody else has, and that we're on the ground floor. Oh, I mean, aha! So that's really all there is to it. Is I realized how amazing this opportunity is.
And you've got to work. I love it. So, have you been to an ItWorks event yet?
No, that's so sad. I've been to 2 One Team One missions, if that counts.
Those do count. Those
okay, then I have.
So what do you think? Do you think those help your business? Like getting to events and being in the room helps your business?
Absolutely. I remember my first One Team One mission was in Las Vegas. There was hardly any people there, but I remember hearing stories about people in my area that were making money at this. So I was like, well, that's cool. And then the second one that I went to was in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I took Taylor with me. I think we weren't married at the time. I think we were just engaged. But I took him with me, and that's where he was like, oh, my gosh, you can make money at this. And it was just so cool to hear all the people's stories, because there was one person that said they were in the military before and now they're retired. And my husband right now is scholarship with the Army to get a commission in like a year and a half or 2 years. So that was really cool, because now he's like, yeah, Jocelyn's going to retire me. So, I mean, just the fact that it helps him see the vision, you know it's going to help you see the vision. And the more I've looked at conference, I'm already going. Like, there's no way I'm not. I've already paid for the tickets and the hotel and everything. But I look at conference and I hear the stories of people that go to conference. Like my upline Andrea LeBaron went to conference, maybe being an emerald or an executive, maybe paid as an executive. She's now a double diamond. Like when you go to conference, when you show up, you're gonna promote, you're gonna go up. So I am absolutely amazed and thrilled that I have the opportunity to even go to conference this next year, because I know it's going to impact my business in a huge way. And if anyone's listening, get your butt to conference. No matter how you do it, whether you have to just use Rap Cash to get there, get there.
I am 100%. Conference changed our life, and I'm already ready to go to this conference and make new claims. I'm not going to share them on this call, though. But, well, Jocelyn, we are so excited and so thankful for you. Do you have one last tip? I know it's kind of an aha, but do you have one last, like, business-building tip for people?
Yes. This is something that this is weird that I'm even saying this, but this is something that I tried just today, and, oh, my gosh, it totally, like, pumped me up and made me feel amazing. If you want to take your business seriously, you need to take yourself seriously. Look in the mirror. I'm not even like, I'm being completely literal. Look in the mirror at yourself and tell yourself that you are whatever promotion you're going for. So I looked in my mirror today and I said, I am a triple diamond. You are a triple diamond. I told myself that I was. I told myself that I was a leader. Tell yourself those things. Tell yourself that you're successful. Tell yourself that you can get customers and distributors. Keep that positive attitude. But really, when you look in the mirror, you love yourself. I know you do. You'll see it and you'll feel it. And it will impact your business. Because if you believe in yourself, it's going to happen.
I love it. It's so true. Mindset is the key to the business. I shared on that call last night with Crystal Welch and Kay Souther. I said, speak things into existence, thoughts become things. So I think this has kind of been the motto this week of all of our calls. And God's probably speaking to somebody, probably even me. Well, thank you so much, and I am so excited to meet you in person at conference and just hug on you. And I don't know, maybe you're walking that stage triple diamond at conference, huh?
I know.
I know you're guarding. It's yours. Well, thank you so much for being on the call, and everyone who was on. We hope that you got something out of it. Let Jocelyn know how much you appreciated it, and we will post the recording. So thank you guys. Have a good night. And if anybody gave up Scandal for this call, we still appreciate you.
Yeah, we're waiting.
Thanks for having me. Have a good night.
Bye. Good night, y'all.